Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Thanks for joining us. 888-900-3393. Tremendous show lined up for you today. Just jam-packed, full of stuff. And I guess the first thing you need to know, if you haven't heard yet, is that the Senate did block the federal election bill yesterday. The federal government taking over all elections in the United States of America. Fortunately, the Senate was able to block that. Of course, the House sailed that right on through, but the Senate has stopped it. They voted 50-50, failing to meet the 60-vote threshold needed to advance the debate on the For the People Act.
Nice.
The exact opposite, as we've said, of what it really means. So this prevents the Senate from voting on the legislation. It would federalize America's electoral system, which has drawn strong opposition, of course, from Republicans. Other things the legislation would do is federalize control over congressional elections, declare that standard state and local maintenance of election systems, such as purging ineligible voters from voter rolls, limiting vote by mail, requiring voter ID, and establishing rules against felons voting would erode the right to vote. It would require all challenges to the law to be filed in the federal court system in D.C., which, of course, is dominated by judges appointed by Democrats. It would establish online and automatic voter registration.
God.
It would protect illegal immigrants from prosecution if they vote.
Wait. What about Americans?
Yeah. What about Americans?
Okay.
It would establish same-day voter registration.
Of course it would.
It would register minors to vote.
Wait a minute. Hold on. What?
It would mandate early voting, establish nationwide vote by mail without a voter ID, and allow ballots to be counted 10 days after the election.
Oh, come off it, man.
Jeez.
I missed that one.
That's a freaking disaster.
Yeah.
That is a disaster
And honestly,
waiting to happen.
A general rule of thumb is that if you ever hear of something about to be federalized or nationalized,
the answer is no.
It never ends up well.
Right. The answer is no, thank you. No, thank you. And as far as voter ID, just about everybody's in favor of having to prove who you are at the voting booth. Americans overwhelmingly favor it. Republicans support it 91 to 8%. 91 to 8. Okay?
But that's
so
just
you'd expect that.
That's the Republicans.
That's Republicans.
Right? I mean, who else is going to
the
support
crazy
it?
Republicans, of course.
I bet the independents aren't on board.
Independents favor it. You're right. Not as on board
so not
as
91%.
Republicans. Not 91, just 87%.
Okay.
87 to 10.
All right. So again, you're cherry picking here.
Then you've got
Democrats.
3%. I don't know.
Right. I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
But the Democrats, right?
But the Democrats, obviously the Democrats are going to be the opposite, right?
Sure.
No, 62 to 34 support.
Oh, my.
62 to 34%. You imagine that?
Wow. So it's fair to say that every side wants voter ID.
Yeah.
Except for the 435 people in D.C.
Exactly. In fact, so overall, you look at those numbers, you got 91% of Republicans, you got 64% of Democrats, 87% of independents. It all comes out to 80% support overall. And 18% oppose.
And they're trying to cram down the exact opposite.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you, U.S. Senate. Thank you for stopping that. There is no issue that has 80% support of the American people. Name the other issue. I don't think there is one. I would guess that this is the highest supported item in all of American politics, and that's voter ID. Nobody opposes it. You can also look at blacks and Hispanics, and you're going to find the same thing. You find the same thing. Get this, even liberals. You take it apart out of Democrats and just ask liberals. 56% support to 39% opposing. It's 17% above water for liberals.
And this is at a time
Jeez.
in the aftermath of where one could argue that they came out on the positive end of states that didn't require it. In other words,
Right.
they're not saying this while Republicans are in power or using it to their advantage. They're saying this in the immediate aftermath of their own side benefiting.
Right.
Wow.
Right. Yeah, and that's the thing. After the media support for this and the Democrats acting like you're an insane lunatic if you want people to have to show their ID at the voting booth, and the media screaming about it and acting like you're a complete racist if you believe people should have to show ID, still, it's this overwhelming with the American people. 80% support, 80 to 18. Absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. How could you possibly get this close to a bill that would eliminate that when you've got this kind of support for the American people? Wow. You talk about being the opposite of democracy. That's kind of where we are right now.
Nice.
We're
Yeah.
the opposite of democracy. Yeah. If this was a democracy, nobody would even be considering eliminating voter ID. Incredible. I mean, absolutely incredible. Phew. All right. 888-900-3393. The other thing that is of interest right now is the highly contagious Delta variant.
Oh no! What?
Yeah, there's a strain, there's a variant of the COVID-19 wave that is coming at us, and it's the one from India. Although they don't say it's from India anymore.
I was trying to figure out where's the Delta thing.
Yeah, the Delta.
So it's not from a terminal at Atlanta
No.
Hartsfield Airport.
No, it's not.
Okay.
No, it's actually from India. This is the India variant, but I guess you can't call it that now.
Mm-hmm. And we should all be running for the hills.
Yes.
Okay.
Because here comes
Oh no! What?
the Delta variant.
Oh. Okay.
Is that scary enough?
Yeah, well, yeah. Now
Yeah.
I'm terrified.
Yeah.
I was just kind of trying to take it in stride, and then I heard that death organ,
Right?
and now I'm getting a little nervous, and I'm wondering if I should reach for one of those masks.
I would
over
have
there.
played the other one, this, but Jeffy ruined it by using it after every sentence for a while. And he killed that particular sound for me. Yeah.
Snap.
Yeah, the bastard.
He took it and ruined
He took it. He stole it and he ruined it. So we'll talk to him about that maybe in 20 minutes. So with just 45% of Americans fully vaccinated and 16 states that have fully vaccinated more than half their population, health experts are worried now.
Okay.
They're worried.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you don't want them
get
to
the
be
Phantom
worried
ready.
because here comes the Delta variant. The highly contagious Delta variant.
Oh yeah.
60% more contagious than the Alpha variant discovered in the UK, which was the last variant of major concern. And now they're thinking, oh, this might become the dominant strain now of COVID-19. The Delta variant.
If we could hear that coming, like it would be easier to avoid. Like if you heard that off in the distance, like at the other side of Walmart,
Yeah.
you'd be like, "Oh snap, it's in here! I gotta
it
get out of
comes.
here."
Yeah, it's coming. It's going to be another wave. If you decide not to get vaccinated, this virus will still find you.
Oh, like an expert says that?
Yeah, that was
Some guy.
named Ulsterholm, and if with a name like that, he's an expert. So, trying to Michael, infectious disease expert Michael Ulsterholm.
I just want to make it clear. It's not you that's saying
It's
that
not me that's saying it.
Okay.
No, because what would it matter if I said it? I don't know anything about infectious disease.
Well, neither do they, so
So
works out. Yeah,
So
they got us running scared as of yesterday, right?
Yeah, so you best get vaccinated or you're going to get the Delta variant.
Do you want the Delta variant?
No, I don't. And here's Dr. Fauci to tell you how much you don't want it.
Oh, this guy.
We are not done until we completely crush this outbreak. We seem, as was the case with B117, we seem to be following the pattern with the Delta variant, with a doubling time of about 2 weeks. If you look from the May 8th with 1.2 to 2.7 to 9.9, and as of a couple of days ago, 20.6% of the isolates are Delta.
Isolates.
Similar to the situation in the UK, the Delta variant is currently the greatest threat in the U.S. to our attempt to eliminate
it's the greatest threat.
Good news.
Well, except for white
our
supremacy.
vaccines are effective
Except for white
against
supremacy.
the Delta variant. Conclusion.
Conclusion.
We have the tools, so let's use
You're the
them
tool.
and crush the outbreak.
Okay.
I'll hand it now over to Dr. Walensky.
Dr.
We know
Walensky.
our vaccines work against this variant.
Okay.
However, this variant represents a set of mutations that could lead to future mutations that evade our vaccine.
What variant?
And that's why it's
talking
more
about?
important than ever to get vaccinated now to stop the chain of infection, the chain of mutations that could lead to a more dangerous variant.
You got it.
Like the Delta variant. Like that one. They finally found the new way that they can reinvigorate the vaccination process.
Exactly.
It's starting to slow down.
Yep.
The people who want it have pretty much gotten it. Everybody else is like, yeah, I don't want it. And now they're pushing you. You're gonna be dead if you don't get the vaccination because the Delta variant
Did you catch that, though? The way
is going to kill you.
It's going to kill you.
It's going to kill you.
There's a new bad thing you got to be scared of.
Kill you dead.
Okay?
Yep.
If you want to prevent the bad thing from killing you, get the vaccine.
Right.
And if you're still hesitant, just know that you're going to be responsible.
For killing people.
For keeping it going, because then it's going to mutate even further. And then what are you going to do? You got to capitulate now.
It could mutate from the Delta variant
to what?
To the Gamma variant. I guess since we're going Alpha, Beta, Delta, Gamma, I guess it's going that direction now instead of being named after the place where it originated. Is that what we're doing?
I don't know.
It seems like that's what we're doing.
Is there a niner in there? No. The Gamma does now. I would be scared of that. That seems a little bit more frightening. If
Really?
it's a Gamma variant, I don't know.
The Delta variant sounds like I'm about to get on a flight to take a vacation somewhere.
Or-
I'm not that scared of the Delta variant.
Either that or you're just taking a lazy trip down the river,
Right?
right? Mm-hmm. This is fun. Yay, I got the Delta variant. But Gamma sounds
Yep.
a little bit more suspect.
Meanwhile, 3 siblings, ages 1, 3, and 6, got the Pfizer vaccine in a clinical trial. 3 siblings from Louisiana have received their first dose of Pfizer's COVID-19 vaccine. Gosh, 1-year-old.
Why are they doing this?
One.
Why are they doing this, Pat?
Wow. They each got their initial shot of the 2-dose inoculation. We're super excited that our family now has the opportunity and the chance of possibly being protected, the children's mom, Erin Byro, said. Well, good for you. That's great. 1-year-old, 3 and 6. They hardly ever get this thing. And when they do, it's like the sniffles at worst.
Yeah, I mean, we've got the chart that shows the breakdown of the ages, Like if you're
Right, yeah, we
young,
do.
look at this.
Yeah,
0 to
look at
19, look at that.
0 to 19 has a 0.0 chance of death.
Okay. Well,
Meaning there have been no deaths? Or the
maybe
rate
it's-
is so low that they
I
haven't
think
even...
who knows?
It doesn't even register.
And this is from the CDC, by the way.
From 20 to 44,
Age 20 to 44.
0.1%.
So a 99.9% chance of survival.
Survival rate,
Okay.
yes. 99.9%. Now, when you see that on a bottle of Clorox and it kills 99.9% of germs, do you think, oh, that's not enough, I'm not going to get that? No, you don't. You think I'm picking that up, and that's perfectly fine. I can live with 99.99%, okay? So
what if you're in the next category, 45 to 54?
45, here we go. Now you're starting to die.
A lot of people in this audience are in that age bracket.
Dropping dead at 45 to 54. 0.5%.
0.5%.
0.5%.
Chance that you're
going to die. From 55 to 64, it rockets all the way to 1.4%. Even when you're in the 65 to 74
still have a
year age
97.3% chance of survival between ages 65 and 74. Now,
just
what about the next bracket, Pat? 75 to 84.
You're talking 75 to 84, which is what, 90% death?
Right.
No, 4.3.
4.3.
So that means
so 95.7?
95.7% chance you're going to survive it.
And that's, you're up there, 75 to 84. What if you're 85 plus? What are the chances of you dying?
10.4%.
10.4%. So still a 90% chance you survive it if you're 85 or older.
Nearly 90% survival rate among 85 plus year olds.
Numbers from the CDC. Yet this family just gave the vaccine to their 3 small children who have almost oblivious to what's happening to their bodies.
Who literally have no chance of death. No chance. 0.0%. According to the CDC, no chance of dying.
Why is it that just informed consent on this stuff makes you a conspiracy theorist? Just because you want all the facts. I thought being a skeptic was a good thing in America. Challenging the government and don't just blindly follow. But nope, it depends on who's in power. And then we're just gonna I don't understand why there's so much pushback. And it makes you even more skeptical. Does it not? Every day.
No, it does.
Every day with the crazy TikTok videos or the Dr. Fauci saying, here comes the Delta variant. Everything they push here. Oh, if you want to barbecue on July 4th and you better get vaccinated. It just pushes you further and further away.
Yeah. Yeah, it does. You leave people alone and just let them make up their mind.
That's the word.
Because I'm not more likely when you start talking about the Delta variant and the fact that if you don't get vaccinated, you're going to start killing people. That just turns me off. I just don't even want to hear it, and I don't want to consider it then. Whereas otherwise, I've been considering it. Just leave me alone and let me decide.
I wonder
if they don't think they can because they don't trust people.
Yeah.
This government doesn't trust anybody
not at
to
all.
make a decision on their own.
But I wonder if you could go back in time and literally just say, hey, the vaccines are available. Like no incentives, no nothing. Maybe just say it's free, okay? If you want it, it's there. Go get it. Here are your options. I wonder if their rates would be higher.
Higher. I think so.
Than the insane propaganda. It continues.
Yeah.
It continues with this bribery and giveaways and nonsense.
The WHO issued some guidance yesterday, right?
Yes.
Children under 18 shouldn't get the vaccine for the moment?
Yeah. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? We need more evidence. We got to see what's going on here. Now, in their link, it didn't say, we're investigating,
interesting,
anything specific. They're just saying right now we need some more evidence as to its, they didn't even use the word efficacy, but basically they just said right now let's just.
Well, I think it's because they're actually concerned about this heart issue that young people are getting. Young people are getting this inflammation of the heart. And
we had the heartbreaking tweets yesterday from the aunt.
Yeah.
Her 13-year-old nephew. Oh, gosh.
And so they want some answers as to why that's happening, I think, before they start pushing that again. But Jen Psaki was asked about what the game plan is in getting young people vaccinated in greater numbers.
What we're working on. It's not just Dr. Fauci on TikTok, though that is happening. So Dr. Fauci has done several Q&As with TikTok and Instagram influencers to answer questions, to meet people where they are, including young people, give them information they need. CDC's COVID vaccine chat on WhatsApp is now live to help Spanish-speaking young adults get vaccinated. We're working with the private sector as well. As you all know, Microsoft is giving away Xboxes at Boys and Girls Clubs. The College Challenge is rallying university students across the country. Walgreens is giving out $25 to anyone who gets vaccinated there before July 4th. These are just a couple of examples of some of the approaches we're taking. We'll build on that from there. What we'll also note is that we're seeing the same challenges that we've seen in other groups, which is that access and making it as easy as possible is the name of the game. And so continuing to support our pharmacy program, to support our mobile vaccination units, to make this the vaccine as accessible to young people.
What are you doing for minorities, though, who don't know how to get online and find the vaccination spots? What are you doing for them? They don't know how to get on the internet, so what are they going to do? I mean, if I'm not mistaken...
The other portion is a lot of people don't know how to register. Not everybody in the community, in the Hispanic and the African American community, particularly in the urban rural areas, distant and/or inner city districts, know how to use, know how to get online to determine how to get in line for that COVID vaccination at the Walgreens or at the particular store.
Or at the particular store. Of course, that's racist. It's absolutely racist to say. Blacks and Hispanics, sorry, they don't know how to get online. So what we're going to have to do is dispatch a whole bunch of white people to both the rural areas and or the inner city urban areas to help blacks and Hispanics get online.
Did you notice that old Joe there said the Walgreens? Yeah, nothing says I'm old and out of touch.
Like the Walgreens?
Putting the word the in front of the store name. Got to get to the Walgreens. Oh, man. But can we circle back to Jen Psaki for a moment? She said, and we'll build on that from there. Oh, goody. What else? I've told you about the whiteboard in the basement at the White House, man. And they got timelines everywhere for this stuff. This thing is planned out. The next step is already written in dry erase marker. We'll just see if we don't get enough, or if we don't get to a certain percentage by this date, then we throw free tickets to whatever. I was going to say Hamilton, but that's probably not running anymore. But it's going to be stuff like that. They're just going to increase the giveaways.
I think Hamilton is still running once Broadway is back up.
Oh, okay. Good.
I think it is.
That's good.
All right, let me tell you about Real Estate Agents I Trust. These are the people you need to sell your home or to help you buy one. And maybe you're doing both because you're relocating. Call Real Estate Agents I Trust and just interview them and see if they're not everything we say they are, because these are great agents who are really committed to the work that they do. They're full-time agents. They've got great marketing plans. They have great track records. They actually sell people's homes on time and for the most amount of money, which is what you need, because if it lasts a long time, if the home's on the market for months and months and months and it stretches into years maybe even, you're going to lose money on that sale. That's just the way it is. And really, that's kind of why Glenn started this company, because that happened to him in Connecticut. And he didn't want that to happen to others. So he put this company together, and you need to check it out and see if they can't help you sell your home or help you get the most home for your money. Real Estate Agents I Trust. The name says it all. Go to realestateagentsitrust.com.
It's Pat Gray Unleashed on the Blaze.
Now, the Philippines is trying something interesting as far as the vaccine is considered.
Neat.
Rodrigo Duterte is threatening to put people in jail if you refuse the vaccine. So that's another way to go.
We care about your health so much.
Yeah. We're going to put you in jail if you don't get vaccinated. Yeah, it's another way to go. For people who refuse to be vaccinated.
Yeah, what?
Against one of Asia's worst outbreaks with more than 1.3 million cases and 23,000 deaths. He said, you choose a vaccine or I will have you jailed, he said in a televised address on Monday, following reports of low turnouts at several vaccination sites in the capital, Manila. Duterte's remarks contradict those of his health officials who have said that while people are urged to receive the COVID vaccine, it was voluntary. Yeah, apparently not so much. Don't get me wrong, he said, there's a crisis in this country. I'm just exasperated by Filipinos not heeding the government.
Uh-oh.
This guy's amazing.
So not the health experts. He's just outright saying it's the government you better be obeying.
As of June 20th, Philippine authorities had fully vaccinated 2.1 million people, making slow progress toward government's target to immunize 70 million in the country. There's 110 million in the country overall, and he wants to get 70 million of those vaccinated. They're at 2.1. Wow.
Wait, they're at 2.1 and they're trying to get to
70 million.
70?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I wonder why. Is it just the availability? Doesn't sound like it. It sounds like people are hesitant, right? They're vaccine hesitant in the Philippines.
It feels like jail overcrowding is going to become an issue in the next campaign.
That's for sure.
In the country.
Now, this is the same guy, of course, who said, go ahead and kill drug pushers. If there's a... If there are drug pushers in your area, you can go ahead and kill them. Oh! Okay.
Huh.
So that's been working out really well.
Really well.
Yeah, really well for him. So he's quite a leader. Quite a leader. Now, people who recover from mild COVID-19 have bone marrow cells that can churn out antibodies for decades, although viral variants could dampen some of the protection they offer.
So wait a minute.
Huh.
Yeah, continue. This is interesting.
Many people who have been infected with SARS-CoV-2 will probably make antibodies against the virus for most of their lives.
This is the thing from 2003. The people who got SARS haven't gotten COVID 18 years later.
That's really something. So suggests researchers who have identified long-lived antibody-producing cells in the bone marrow of people who have recovered from COVID-19. The study provides evidence that immunity triggered by SARS-CoV-2 infection will be extraordinarily long-lasting. That sounds like far more long-lasting than the vaccine will be. Adding to the good news, the implications are that the vaccines will have the same durable effect. According to this, antibodies, proteins that can recognize and help to inactivate viral particles, are a key immune defense. After a new infection, short-lived cells called plasmablasts are an early source of antibodies, but these cells recede soon after a virus is cleared from the body, and other long-lasting cells make antibodies. Memory B cells patrol the blood for reinfection, while bone marrow plasma cells, BMPCs, of course.
Of course, the BMPCs.
I mean, I don't mean to talk down to you. We all know about BMPCs.
Yep.
Hide away in bones, trickling out antibodies for decades.
As you need it, yeah.
A plasma cell is our life history in terms of the pathogens that we've been exposed to, according to one of these immunologists.
Yeah, so
that is awesome. So the thing is, you're protected for life if you've had it, right? I mean, you keep producing these antibodies.
So we have the death chart from earlier, the percentage chance that you'll die if you catch it. As you can see, there's a minuscule chance,
right?
No matter your age. And if you do get it, you've got this overwhelming chance that you're going to survive. Your body is going to produce its own immune system is going to be working overtime for the rest of your life, it appears, to stop further infections. And what's the headline on CNN right now? What's that bottom thing say, Pat?
Will a coronavirus booster be needed later this year?
They just want to pump you full of their drugs, man. You have every right to be a skeptic when your body is involved because, look, it can take care of itself if it gets this.
It's amazing. Just amazing. Our bodies are pretty durable when you think about it. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Blaze Radio Network.
And it's about time, frankly. Welcome to it. Great to have you with us. Rowdy Introvert tweets, Pat is going to permanently ruin the music of Phantom of the Opera for me in the span of one show.
Ooh. Man, I hate people that continue to use the same music bed like
Do
that.
ya? Do ya?
Hate them. Can't stand them.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Continue to use the same
That's
thing over
pretty
and
weird.
over
'Cause-
again.
Yeah. Yeah, I do too.
Right?
I
Yeah,
do too.
yeah.
Yeah, I do too. Yeah. From Toothpaste Words, the spooky music is perfect for when Fauci speaks. It should always be played when he speaks. It's his theme song to scare the masses. From Cameron Dixon, talking about the virus and the Delta variant, just to keep the fear in people. Had the virus been as deadly as they say, there'd be no reason for billions of dollars in a PR campaign for the vaccine. True.
Yeah,
if this was Ebola, I would have been vaccinated the second I could.
You don't want none
right?
of that.
You don't want that.
No, you don't. You don't want none of that.
And notice,
if this is smallpox, we're all getting vaccinated, right? You'd have 90% of the population vaccinated immediately.
But like Ebola, I mean, you see it, right? You see the blood coming out of your eyes and your nose and
you
your
do,
other
and you don't want none of
orifices.
that.
You don't want none of that. See, COVID is you're sick too, but you just don't have.
There's better visual
you don't have the
aids.
bleeding. Yes,
Better visual
absolutely.
aids. Yeah. I will say though, I don't think it's a coincidence that the Delta variant is, what did he say, the biggest threat to the U.S. right now?
Well, other than white supremacy.
Other than
He
white
meant
supremacy.
Other
sure,
than white
sure.
supremacy.
It was word economy
Here
for
in the
him.
homeland.
Yeah.
But just at the time that he is starting to get some negative press. Huh? Oh my goodness! How do I keep my 15 minutes going? There's a bad variant.
Delta variant. I mean, it's not a virant.
No,
it's a variant. It's called the Delta one. It's there was the Alpha, then there was the Beta, and now there's the Delta variant.
I thought it was the Gamma.
The Gamma's
No,
next.
that's next. That's going to be
next.
the bad boy.
So, yeah, you don't want none of the Gamma variant.
And that will come.
It will come.
That will come because they're not going to hit their 70% by the 4th.
No, they're not.
Everyone
So I
no
guess nobody's coming over for the barbecue.
So right.
To tell us.
And it's funny how I see a couple things. The gas prices are going up, so we don't want people to travel over the 4th. And we have. I mean, we're already at. Aren't we at pretty close to 90% of the high risk?
Yeah, we're
being vaccinated.
It's a very high percent of high risk. Yeah.
Right. So I mean, we're where we should be.
That's why when you're in a store and they say, well, if you're vaccinated, you can come on in without your mask.
Okay.
And that's why you see all these old people in there without their mask because they're pretty much vaccinated, right?
Well, a lot of people are still
lying
wearing
through their commie teeth.
Or they just don't see the sign and happen to go in without the mask.
I think a lot of them are vaccinated, though.
I think so too,
high-risk people get vaccinated
because you see a lot of people still wearing their mask, which is just agonizing to me. But
it is to me too.
I am not doing that.
And by the way, the high-risk people. Okay, the highest risk we have are people 85 plus, and their risk is 10.4%.
But still, I mean, I think it is almost 90%, between 85 and 90% fully vaccinated. So okay, we should be pretty good.
Yeah, I don't think it can be said enough. I mean, the death rate. I mean, that is such a stark graphic from the CDC.
It's amazing.
Look at that, 10% death rate for people 85 and up. Beyond
no
this,
reason to get your 19-year-old or younger.
0.1 for
no reason to vaccinate.
Does this graph have to do with the Delta variant though, or is this before? This is pre-Delta
thanks,
variant.
Dr. Fauci. Thank you for rescuing us from that.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. I'm asking. I'm
Stop
not Dr.
asking.
Fauci.
We don't know.
Yeah, no more questions.
Just shut up.
Get out of my face.
Shut up.
Go away.
Do your stupid thing. You know
Whatever
it's
stupid
called.
thing.
It's a stupid thing. It's a stupid thing.
It's that time of week again. Chewing the fat with Chip.
Oh boy, that's gonna leave a mark.
Not like the next one is.
No.
Next one.
Yeah, you got me.
This is the musical variant that's coming up here.
This is the deadly one right here. Oh no, here it is.
And
Honey.
Not gonna end yet.
One guy is really blowing away.
What do you say when they come off the stage after that?
Good job, baby.
You were really
awesome. You
were really blowing out there.
You were awesome.
Good.
You held that note great.
For you.
You all blew.
Really trying out there.
You guys have really been practicing. Good job.
I say go to your room because you're dead to me now.
You're dead to me.
It's terrible. I mean, get out. I mean, you're not my kid. The only like that one Pat head said.
I like that.
The only person.
It goes over well with the rest of the family.
Okay, I guess that's a future bingo square. Just to muck and fudge. You're dead to me. No, but I think the Pat head who tweeted out, "How do you feel if you're the parents of the drum kid?" Right? Because he was doing a good job.
Yeah, he's the only bum 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 bum.
You talk about an all-star on the Bad News Bears.
How'd I do, Daddy? You're dead to me.
You're dead to me.
Here.
That was so awful. You're dead to me.
Yeah.
I don't even want to look at you
Well,
again.
think about these
Ask
parents
somebody else
have
to give
probably.
you a ride.
Okay, unless this is a public school, right? If this is like a special thing, they've paid extra money to have their kid in this orchestra, and that's what you churn out 6 months later. Give me my money back.
Right. And again, the kid's dead to you because
And you're dead to me.
Yeah. All right. Here's Chewing the Fat with Jeffy.
So a bison has seriously injured a hiker in Yellowstone Park this past Sunday. And officials, they don't know why. The 30-year-old woman was hiking with a friend when she encountered a bison. The woman had significant injuries and was flown to a medical center in Idaho Falls. We know that bison only weigh about 2,000 pounds, and they run up to about 30 miles an hour. And you're supposed to stay at least 25 yards away from them. But we don't know anything more about this encounter. We do know about the encounter last year with the 72-year-old woman who was gored by a bison because she approached it to take a photo. So
Don't be dumb.
you might want to, avoid that when you're at Yellowstone. Another thing to be concerned about at Yellowstone are bears. The park reports there's an average of one bear attack at Yellowstone each year. Most years are more. And the National Park Service released these reminders if you have an encounter with a bear. If a bear clacks its teeth, sticks out its lips, huffs, woofs, or slaps the ground with its paws, it is warning you that you are too close and are making it nervous.
Oh, I saw a mama bear and her cub, and it snorted.
Heed the warning, back away. And they give a list of other things that you should really use if you come across a bear at Yellowstone or really anywhere else. Do not immediately drop to the ground and play dead.
No.
Guess bears can sense overreacting. Do not run, shout, or make sudden movements. Running may trigger a chase response in the bear, and you can't outrun a bear. Bears in Yellowstone chase down elk calves all the time, and you don't really want to look like a slow elk calf. Slowly putting distance between yourself and the bear may defuse the situation.
Yeah.
Draw your bear spray from the holster, remove its safety tab, and prepare to use it if the bear charges. Do not run up and push the bear.
Wait.
Okay.
Is that somebody's
yes
reaction?
Do not push a slower friend down.
Oh, that's the Jeffy method right there.
I feel like pushing a friend down may work.
Yeah.
Really.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just me. But I mean, that's the old joke, right? You don't have to run faster than the bear to get away. You just have to run faster than the guy next to you.
Right?
Right? So also, running to a tree or frantically climbing a tree may provoke a bear to chase you.
Right.
In most cases, climbing a tree is a poor decision. Bears can climb trees.
Yeah.
And by the way,
I've seen them do it.
when was the last time you climbed a tree?
It's been a while.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's been a while.
Just helpful hits if you run into a bear.
Yeah, that bear
Yellowstone or anywhere
spray.
else.
They really pushed that. We went up there, and before you head out, they give you that can and spray it in your face and run.
But otherwise, you could just run up and push it,
or you could push the bear.
Go away.
Right.
What are you thinking? So it wasn't an earthquake. It just felt like an earthquake. The U.S. Navy detonated a 40,000-pound explosive near its new aircraft carrier in shock trials to see how the ship would hold up in combat. The massive explosive was set off underwater near the USS Gerald R. Ford, the first of a new class of advanced aircraft carriers. Yeah,
this carrier.
They were
biggest in the world.
They were out in the Atlantic Ocean, about 100 miles off the coast of Florida on Friday, and the blast, identified as an experimental explosion by the U.S. Geological Survey, a 3.9 on the Richter scale.
Time out. I have a question. So they wanted to see how the ship would react to this explosion?
Correct.
What if it had reacted poorly and that investment was severely damaged? That would have been...
Then we we'd know that we need to
and
fix
you
it.
have $3 billion down the drain.
Yeah, that sounds like the way our government works.
You sunk my battleship.
Right.
With your own bomb.
It's only got critical system, radar, self-defense systems, propellers, advanced computer modeling methods, everything. It's really cool.
Yeah.
And the many of the ship's systems are mounted on coils, to withstand the blast waves. Now, they said that this was, they used a bomb that was a little bit farther away than a naval mine would be and much larger, almost twice as large as the GBU-43B, the massive ordnance air blast. I mean, you civilians call it mother of all bombs. But when it looked like this, it was pretty awesome.
Uh-oh. Oh, no. She skipped 5?
Oh, holy crap.
Oh, no.
Wow.
How far are we from that?
Wow.
It was about 100 miles off the coast of Florida. They felt it. 3.9 on the Richter.
Wow. How deep was the bomb when it went off?
I didn't see.
They didn't say, did they? Now, what if
Pretty
that's right
impressive.
under the boat? Would it still perform well? I mean, it's nice that you're quite a ways away
That's
from
what
it
I'm saying.
and you survived
Why
it.
are we risking that?
What if you're right over it?
I'm just throwing it out there. Probably not a good idea. Probably wouldn't happen. And I know what else you're thinking. Pat. What about all the fishies?
Oh, I wasn't really thinking.
Military.
I
know you were. Military officials say the
now.
tests are in compliance with environmental requirements that consider the migration patterns of marine life. So
I see. Okay.
So in other words, if you were killed, that means you're an animal that was off your path.
That's correct.
And it's shame on you.
You don't count anyway. Have a nice day.
Fish.
Wow. I mean,
Did you see the warning signs we put down here? You idiots.
Yeah. Where's Pico?
Caution, 40,000-pound bomb about to go off.
Get away.
Swim away now.
Oh, the turtles died because they're stupid.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So an Associated Press investigation has found that at least 1,900 U.S. military firearms were lost or stolen during the 2010s, with some resurfacing in violent crimes. I mean, one example said the Army that they busted this guy, and then they said, hey, this is a military weapon, and it was involved in like 4 shootings. And Fort Bragg said, no, we've still got it here. No, it's being used here in Albany, New York. So because some of the armed services have suppressed the release of the basic information, they figure this is an undercount, because AP's focus was firearms, military explosives also were stolen, including armor-piercing grenades that ended up in an Atlanta backyard. But I love the graph that they showed of the missing weapons. There were 1,179 rifles, 694 handguns, 74 machine guns, 36 grenade launchers, 34 rocket launchers, 25 mortars, 11 shotguns, and under my favorite heading, other, there were 7 of those.
That's just nukes.
Missing. And so,
nukes? What do you mean?
I'm sure it's just some kind of miscalculation, some inventory issues.
I'm sure.
Inventory issues,
Sure.
Yeah, just a little miscalculation. That's all. And a quick vaccine update from Chewing the Fat. Not only this segment here, but it's a podcast that you should subscribe to, available wherever you get your podcasts. Chewing the Fat with Jeff Fisher. Just a reminder to all the Latinos listening, the CDC has just launched a WhatsApp chat in Spanish to encourage more Latinos to get vaxxed for COVID-19. It provides info on vax sites, transportation, and all the frequently asked questions, the answers to those. So apparently there's a sluggish vax rate among Latinos. So
how do you say?
Just wanted to let you know. There's a place for you to go if you're listening.
Xbox in Spanish. Free Xbox.
I mean, they really have what we talked about a little bit. I mean, they really have reached their limit. Right, I mean, if a joint or a beer or a lottery ticket was going to convince you to get the vaccine, you would have already done it.
Right.
So
I think the only ads and promotions that we're seeing more often than for the vaccine is for stupid Liberty Mutual commercials. I think that's the only thing that's advertising more often than the vaccine.
Someone you can relate to, Keith, losing a fantasy football bet. Lee Sanderlin live tweeted his losing battle of eating waffles at a Waffle House. He said it was his fault. He's the one who suggested we should make a person who finished last in our fantasy football league
He suggested
spend
it.
24 hours in a Waffle House.
24 hours in a
He said
Waffle
he'd seen
House.
it done before on the internet and thought, well, that would be hilarious to watch one of the other 11 members of our league go through it. But he lost, and he had to spend 24 hours in a Waffle House. And the deal is that he could, for every waffle he ate, took an hour off the time.
Okay.
So he started out with, he live tweeted, "I'm coming to you live from a Brandon, Mississippi Waffle House, a total loser. Came in last place in my fantasy football league. As punishment, I spend 24 hours in a Waffle House. Every waffle I eat shaves an hour off the clock. It's 4:07 a.m. Central."
Uh-oh.
2 down. That means 2 hours down. 21 hours and 37 minutes hour left roughly. Ahead of my stomach is rumbling. Going to be a long one. Staff doesn't believe me. I mean, the guy is kind of sad, actually.
Yeah.
I mean,
He got, how many did he get down? 9?
so he continued with 4 waffles down.
Oh, sorry.
Been here for an hour and a half. So that means I have 18 and a half to go. I'm already in immense discomfort. Please, somebody launch me into the sun.
Wow.
And yes, if we drop down to the end here, the good news is I'm 10 hours and 6 waffles down. The bad news, I'm scheduled for 8 more hours. I have no idea how I'll eat another waffle, let alone the remnants of 7 that has been staring at me in the face for 3 hours now. And then once 6 a.m. rolled around, he ordered the final 2 waffles, and after some struggle to persevere, he ate them by 6:37 Central and was able to leave by 7. So the sun is rising. It's a new day, and I'm never eating waffles again. It's 9 waffles in 15 hours in this restaurant. So the staff, he thanked him and tipped him. And
So he started at like 4 p.m. in the afternoon.
4 a.m., all right?
But you said he got out at 6 a.m. or something. It sounds like, I don't know. So the sun came up.
I will just say
check your
that only 9 waffles,
Right?
in 24
Right? You would have been out of there in an hour, man.
It.
Lightweight.
That's sad.
Come on now.
Sad.
Yeah.
I know.
You'd have had 23 waffles, right?
I'm gone in an hour.
And you're
I'm
out in an
outta
hour.
here. Let's go. Let's wrap this thing up.
Done. 888-933-93. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up. Welcome. Great to have you with us. 888-933-93. Also at Pat Unleashed on Twitter, where Kara3022 tweets, funny how as soon as more and more states loosen or completely end COVID restrictions, a stronger virus variant mysteriously appears out of nowhere. Isn't it? Yeah, isn't that?
How does
funny.
that happen?
Huh. Weird.
Well, you can't predict when a strain is going to infect the U.S.
No, you can't. Can you?
We got it, Jeffy.
DMXDM, the number one rule of hiking, you don't have to be the fastest. You just can't be the slowest.
Thank you.
Think about it, right?
Think about it. First of all,
don't push your friend
what are you
down.
doing hiking?
Yeah, oh, no
Don't
kidding.
you have a house?
No kidding.
That's what houses are for, so you don't have to be hiking. YT White Man tweets, give a man a fish, he'll eat for a day. Teach a man to use high explosives. He and many others will eat for a long, long time.
Thank you.
Yes.
No doubt about it.
Yes.
Turkey cloaca investigator tweets, USS Gerald R. Ford wasn't damaged in the blast, but when it turned to leave, it tripped on some loose seaweed.
That's awesome. That's a thinking man's
That's really
tweet.
funny.
That's good stuff. Brandished finger guns. Was that a 40,000-pound bomb, or did Jeffy just do a cannonball?
I'm not laughing. Jeffy, I'm not laughing.
I think what they're saying there, Jeffy, is that you're overweight.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what they're.
I think that's what they're implying.
Just to Muck and Fudge tweets, how many stupid turtles tried to surf that wave? I don't know.
Be fun to see, though.
would.
It's probably on TikTok.
It
We'll
would.
catch it later.
Speaking of the Navy, Tom Cotton sounding off on a Navy admiral on teaching critical race theory to our sailors instead of taking care of some other important things.
I can't.
But again, this comes down to trusting sailors who are running nuclear power plants on submarines at hundreds of feet under the water, under the polar ice cap, that are maintaining the highest, the most complicated and complex jets in the world. We put them in harm's way every day. I think I believe that we can trust them to read books like that and to draw reasonable conclusions.
Well, it's not just a matter of trusting them, it's a matter of how they spend their time. And you, as the Chief of Naval Operations, are suggesting in your professional reading list that it's a worthwhile endeavor for our sailors and ensigns to spend their time reading books like these, as opposed to, say, books on maritime strategy or basic seafaring skills, which also are included on your list. But there's plenty that are not included on your list that I think would also benefit them. I mean, the Navy has had genuine cultural problems now for many years, whether it's the McCain and the Fitzgerald having collisions in the Western Pacific, the Bonhoeffer Shard catching fire in port, the Fat Leonard scandal, a Navy SEAL team being recalled from Iraq because of a breakdown in basic military order, a patrol boat in the Persian Gulf surrendering to what is little more than an Iranian fishing boat. The Navy has had some genuine cultural problems and drift and lack of focus that it needs to address. Assigning books like these and encouraging your sailors to take the time to do so is not a way for the Navy to regain its focus, Admiral.
Nice.
No, real nice.
Good for him.
Not going to do any good, but nice.
So critical race theory.
Yeah, critical race theory. Yeah. That Navy surrender to the not much more than an Iranian fishing boat was embarrassing.
That one hurts.
That was freaking embarrassing. Yikes. 888-900-3393. Also from Minnesota, we got this 9-year-old. 9 years old. Destroying the school board here. Talking about there should be no BLM in schools. Period. Here's a 9-year-old taking him to school.
The other day I was walking down the hallway at Lakeview Elementary School to give a teacher a retiring gift. I looked up onto the wall and saw a BLM poster and an Amanda Gorman poster. In case you don't know who that chick is, she's some girl who did a poem at Biden's so-called inauguration. I was so mad. I was told 2 weeks ago at this very meeting spot, no politics in school. I believed what you said at this meeting. So at lunch, I went up to my principal to tell him about the BLM poster and that I wanted it down. He said it's not coming down. I was like, yeah, it is, because the school board said on May 25th, no BLM or politics in school. He said, that's weird. They were the ones who made them. I was stunned. When I was here 2 weeks ago, you told us to report any BLM in our schools. Apparently, you know they're in our schools because you made the signs. I said there should be no BLM in schools, period. It does not matter the color you make the posters and the font you use. We all understand the meaning. It is a political message about getting rid of police officers, rioting, burning buildings down while King Governor Welch just sits on his throne and watches. We all know. Changing the font or the color of posters does not change the meaning. I am 9 years old and I know that. You expect me to believe that you did not know what you were doing by making these posters? Come on, people. I do not judge people by the color of their skin. I don't really care what color their hair, skin, or eyes is. I judge by the content or the way they treat me. MLK said, I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. That dream has come true. I do not care or look at the color of skin, but you make me think of it. I have Asian, Mexican, white, Chinese, black friends, and I don't care. I like them because some of them make me laugh, some are sweet and kind, sporty, or share the love of God. They are just my friends. You have lied to me, and I am very disappointed in all of you. You cannot even follow your own rules. If you're going to do that, why do we follow any rules we deemed unfit or ridiculous? I'm not following your mask rule anymore then. Get the posters out of our schools.
Is the time up on the screen? The bell ring. Okay, good. Yeah,
yes,
good.
It is now.
Oh, man.
It's time.
Long
time's
enough.
up.
Little white supremacist little kid in her flag dress. Get out of here.
Right. Right. Then we got this Bucks County, Pennsylvania dad who goes off on another school board.
I love it.
This is happening all over the country right now. All over the country. In fact, the Loudoun County, Virginia thing, that we've shown several people who have testified before that school board. Wow, that's kind of out of control. They had a fight break out at their last meeting.
Like a fist fight?
Yeah. Fist fight broke out. Police came in. They had to break up. They had to remove everybody from the meeting. They had 300 people there. They had to send them all out. and they arrested 2, I think.
Well, listen, they brought it on themselves, right? I mean, I know the critical race theory is a strong case to bring people in, but over the pandemic, when they all were meeting on Zoom, parents were able to see what actually was going on at these meetings, and many of them are now realizing, that really isn't that good of a thing that these people are doing.
You know what? We're going to intervene here because you're not teaching my kids that. No. So here's a Bucks County, Pennsylvania dad who is going off on a school board in Bucks County, Pennsylvania because they're trying to silence parents on critical race theory.
I'm going to quote to you, solicitor. I'm quoting. Just a minute. Do not talk over me. This is my comment, not your comment. I'm quoting to you now from the United States Supreme Court 1964 case, New York Times versus Sullivan. This is constitutional case law in this country, and I'm quoting you from the U.S. Supreme Court. The judges wrote that this nation is founded on the, quote, profound national commitment to the principle that debate on public issues shall be uninhibited, robust, and wide open, and that it may well include vehement, caustic, and sometimes unpleasantly sharp attacks on government and public officials. That's constitutional case law in this nation.
Right.
I don't have to be nice to you. Nobody behind me has to be nice to you. If you don't like living in the United States of America, then you can all move to Russia, Cuba, or China. This is the First Amendment.
Thank you. Love this guy. I lived in Bucks County.
And I will caution you, solicitor. There is a video camera to my left. If you edit this tape, then you're going to have a big legal problem on your hands because my right to critique your fascism, which is what this is constitutionally protected. There are emails, public record emails, in which the Director of Equity is lobbying and advocating for public comment to be censored in this school district. And you know what?
What?
Lobbying for it, advocating for it. We've got the school board president saying she'll do better at hitting the mute button in blatant violation of the Constitution. For her lobbying and her advocacy of unconstitutional censorship, I want you, the school board, to terminate the employment of Dr. Charissa Gibson with immediate effect.
Is time up yet?
And after you've terminated her employment, I want all of you to tender your resignations for hating on this country. We have a God-given constitutional right to critique you, and we can speak in any lawful tone that we see fit. And don't go looking around, Benito, because this is the United States of America.
Benito.
Don't go looking around, Benito. Oh, that should be a...
That is awesome. That is awesome.
I'm assuming nobody's name really is Benito.
Oh, yeah, it's got to be one of the school board.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking up right now. Of course.
Or is he just calling him Benito?
No,
as his
no way. That guy's not doing that.
Oh, I
think he would.
No, I don't believe that guy would do that. No way.
I'm looking it up.
There's got to be a Benito.
Bucks County School Board, there's no Benito.
Specifically got to be talking to that guy.
There is no Benito.
Absolutely.
No.
Yes, there is.
He's calling him Benito Mussolini because they're fascists. Come on. Wake up.
I gotta know.
Yeah, we gotta find out now.
I gotta know.
It's on now. Now it's on like Donkey Kong.
Oh, look, there it is, Keith. Just say that.
That's just great stuff. And the guy's not even from the United States. He's a limey. Right? He's...
Okay, Benito.
No kidding.
I think he immigrated here because he loves this country.
He seems to. Yeah.
Benito
I love
Jones.
That. I love that.
And he's quoting constitutional case law from 64. That's probably long gone now. We're working on something else.
No, I'm telling you, the Supreme Court sticks to their case law. They're all about precedent.
Yeah, yes, they are. They're all about case law.
They don't care about the Constitution itself. They're about case law and precedent now. So, did you find a Benito on the school board?
Yes, he's there.
Sure, Benito Jones, Smith,
Benito Jones,
Stein, Howard,
Berg,
Mussolini,
Benito Smithtonson, Jensen, Bergstein.
No, I'm not seeing a Bucks County.
Looking around, Benito.
You gotta hold on.
That's
you gotta
awesome.
start mixing that in.
You
gotta figure how to use that one in.
Yeah, I like it. By the way, white people charged with reparations fee to attend a pride event since it's for black and brown, trans, gay community, and city officials supported it.
It's for everybody except for you, Whitey.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
But this would never happen in America, right?
Well, no, not until, yes.
Yes.
It's happened. It's happening now. White people will be charged a reparations fee to participate in a Seattle gay pride parade since it's focused on black and brown members of the trans and queer community. And the city council president and local human rights commission support the fee. Dang, this would really upset me if I were not able.
That's the thing. Who cares?
If you don't let me into this gay pride event.
That really isn't the point.
For the
right?
trans and queer community.
But you know what?
If I have to pay extra, I'm going to be pissed.
There's some beta males that will show up and they will pay this. They will be like, oh, absolutely. This is happening. Guarantee you.
It probably is. It probably is happening.
Yeah, but now you've decided since you have to pay, you're not going to go.
Yeah, right. That's right.
Yeah.
I'm not going to, just on the principle of the thing, I'm not going to pay. I really want to be there. You bet.
Of course. To support your cause.
Right. Don't you want your white, straight, cisgendered allies here at your pride event?
We do, but we just
We're
want
all
you to
proud
pay,
of you.
Just want you to pay for it.
Yeah, I don't want to pay extra. Because it's only $10 to $50 extra. That's all.
10 to 50.
Mm-hmm.
What a bargain.
Who decides?
Yeah, what do they decide
what?
at the gate? Do they check out your shoes and figure out if you can afford it?
They noted the white allies and accomplices must fork over a reparations fee of between $10 and $50. I don't know what the difference is.
Oh, you look way too much like Casper. $50.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Wow.
Where's
the
your
whiter
car?
you are, the more you pay. Is that what
I
it is?
guess
Yeah.
so.
Where'd you park? Is that your car over there? $50.
Yeah, $50.
All are free to attend, however. This is a black and brown, queer, trans-centered, prioritized, valued event.
Segregation.
So it was notification from the Trans Women of Color Solidarity Network. That sounds like a great group.
It does. You want to be a part of that.
You know you got a lot of common ground with them.
Yes.
We all in this room have a lot in common
man.
with the black and brown, queer, trans-centered, prioritized value event. We are simpatico
Yes, I just
with those people.
I was just thinking simpatico.
I'd like to compare. We'll write down a set of priorities and then see their set of priorities, and we'll compare it. I'll bet they're exactly the same.
Yeah, you won't be able to tell the difference.
You won't be able to guess. Okay, this came from Pat Gray Unleashed. This came from the black and brown, queer, trans-centered, prioritized, valued event. You won't be able to tell. You won't be able to tell. The safety of black and brown, trans, and queer folks is paramount, and we will make sure the safety of our community is prioritized at all times. This can't be constitutional.
No
but
way.
Seattle doesn't care about that. Neither does Portland, frankly. White allies and accomplices are welcome to attend, but will be charged a $10 to $50 reparations fee and given a wristband as proof of payment that will be used to keep this event free of cost for black and brown, trans, and queer community.
Oh, good. I get to wear a wristband that shows that I paid extra, too.
But to also ensure that performers can be paid well. They're just showing you here that they don't want unity. They don't want common ground here. That's not what they're looking for. They're looking to twist a knife into somebody's face or back. They're looking to pay back people right now. They're looking to exclude others.
And if they
from their
include you,
events.
they want you to pay for it. They want to pay for the musicians and they want to pay for the rest of the event. They want you to pay for it, Whitey.
That is really something. Then we have this really interesting, well, I'll have to get to it in a second, but we got this interesting Portland City ad that they paid a ton of money to run in the New York Times. We'll share that with you coming up here in a minute. Because is there a better vacation spot right now, than Portland, Oregon?
I can only think of one.
Man.
Because I saw the story.
All right. Let me tell you about Omega XL. If you're in pain and that pain is brought on by inflammation, you got pain in your joints, pain, like I had this pain in my elbow that was radiating down my arm. It was honestly got to the point where I couldn't lift anything with my left arm. It was really strange. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why it was there. I was about to go to the doctor and...
You want to do that?
I didn't want to do that. No. I don't like to go to the doctor. I'm a man. Men don't like to go to the doctor. Just like women. Women don't like, because we're exactly the same as women, so I'm sure women don't like to either. But I finally decided to try Omega XL because, at first I thought, it's all natural. That's not going to do anything for me. And so I started taking it just because I couldn't, I tried the NSAIDs, the over-the-counter non-steroidal things that are supposed to get to the inflammation. Those didn't work. Nothing did. And then I tried Omega XL. And after a week, I started feeling relief. And after about 2 weeks, it was completely gone, and I haven't had it back since. It just really shut off the inflammation. So give it a try. It could change your life. And to get you started, when you order one bottle of Omega XL right now, you'll get a second bottle free. Go to OmegaXL.com, OmegaXL.com/Pat, OmegaXL.com/Pat, or you could call 800-844-4888. Jeffy found this list of the most patriotic states.
I just closed it.
We'll do that in a second. Open it back up, but we'll do that in a minute because it's interesting. But we got some tweets here. BJM Golf tweets, so all one needs to do is identify as black or brown and no reparation fee is needed? Oh, yeah, identify! Nobody's white!
We always forget to do that, too.
I identify as part black and part Hispanic. I'm also trans. I'm identifying as a woman right now. And then you don't pay the reparation fee, right?
I'm whatever gets me through the gate at no charge.
Yeah, for free.
Right.
Because I want to be there really bad. You don't know how bad.
I don't know how bad you want to be there.
I want to attend your parade. That's why we're celebrating the whole month with you, right? So we can go to these parades and have some fun and celebrate your sexual preference.
And come together.
Yes,
make people realize how important it is.
Right. Right.
Sniff, sniff.
Wild Bill tweets, doesn't a rainbow come from white light? Science, people! Science! The proof is in the pudding is in the eating. Tweets, I would like to see the amount raised from the discriminatory fees at that event. 0 would be my guess around here, but that's another world up there. Pathead on Gray Street tweets, all-inclusive doesn't mean all-inclusive anymore. Being a heteronormative white male, I feel marginalized.
Yeah.
You know what you need is a nice vacation to Portland.
Yes.
Portland, Oregon. That's where you need to go. They just ran an ad in the New York Times promoting tourism.
They've got their visitors bureau's got to be working, trying to get people there now, right?
Yes. Well, yeah. And can you imagine how difficult it is with all the stuff we've seen and heard that comes from Portland lately? So they ran this ad, full-page ad, in the New York Times. Had to cost a fortune. It's been a while since you heard from us. Some of what you heard about Portland is true. Some is not. What matters most is that we're true to ourselves.
Oh, that's cute.
That's what matters most.
That's a good one.
There's a river that cuts through the middle of our town. It divides the east and west, but it's bridged over and over again, 12 times to be specific. And that's kind of a great metaphor for this city. We're a place of dualities that are never polarities, maybe what I should say. Two sides to the same coin that keeps landing right on its edge. Anything can happen. We like it this way. Do you? Well, you know what? Tourists don't. Okay? I'll tell you this as a Texan who would never consider going to Portland anymore.
Never.
Really?
Portland's a beautiful city. I've been there. It's nice.
Would you consider going there?
I would have years and years ago. I certainly wouldn't now.
I don't know that I ever would think, hey, let's go to Portland. But
well,
maybe.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a nice area it's pretty. It's a nice.
Right.
It used to be a nice town. But now, are you kidding me? I don't like it that way. I want to go there and see the city burning to the ground. No, thank you.
What side is burning? Is it the east side or
the west side? Because there's a river that runs through the middle of it.
Right,
there's a river, a rock,
a tree.
A building on fire.
But they continue. This is the kind of place where new ideas are welcome. Whether they're creative, cutting edge, or curious at first glance.
Again, I ask, are they?
Yeah,
Spin
they
it,
are.
baby.
You can speak up here. You can be yourself here.
Okay, thank you. you.
Even if that's a looter, if that's a criminal, if it's a violent douchebag, you can be yourself. We like that. We like violent douchebags here.
I think that's the minor league baseball team's nickname.
We have some of the loudest voices on the West Coast. Yeah. And yes, passion pushes the volume all the way up. We've always been like this. We wouldn't have it any other way. No, you haven't always been like this. We have faith in the future. We're building it every day. The only way we know how, by being Portland.
Oh.
Come see for yourself.
No, don't do it.
Love Portland.
Sponsored by visitportland.com.
Yeah. No thank you, Portland. No thank you. You like it that way. You wouldn't have it any other way. I certainly would. That's not my idea of a good time.
No.
Is it yours?
No.
No. So, thanks for the invite, though. Appreciate it. Doing my hair that day, and the dryer lint is all gummed up.
Oh, you're busy.
Yeah,
you're busy.
Do that too.
Pat Gray.
We were talking about the splendor and beauty that is Portland, Oregon, and why you don't want a vacation there. Well, San Francisco has just been named 2021's best U.S. city for summer vaxcations.
There's that word again. There's that word.
There it is. A new survey lists San Francisco as the top, at the very tippy top. When it comes to the best city in the U.S. for those looking for a safe and fun place to visit.
No way. Who paid for this?
I don't.
Safe
No
and
way.
fun.
The survey by the group Lawn Starter rounded up the best cities to vacation, but it's really vaxcation because you shouldn't go anywhere and do anything if you're not vaccinated. Based on a city's vaccination rate as well as a dozen other indicators, including the cost of a cab ride, the average Airbnb rate, and the number of attractions in that city.
Oh, how many attractions you got?
17
and they're all on the
we've
sidewalk.
added some more because there's plenty of homeless encampments that
and
are part of the attractions.
Lots of turds to tour. Could I take the turd tour, please?
That's part of the encampment tour.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We just added that onto the encampment tour.
Sounds exciting.
And that's
absolutely.
in case you're scoring at home, that's the turd tour.
Tour, yes.
Okay, that's tough to say.
Yes. Where we're going to show you the largest collection of human turds ever found on the streets of a major city.
And note that no two tours are the same.
Right.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's exactly right.
Constantly changing. Oh, today we're going to go down Lombardi. Okay.
So you could do it Monday when you get up and you want to, let's take that turd tour today. And then you like it so much that the next day you take it again, but they take you to completely different places.
Absolutely. I mean, that was the...
I'm checking the app, honey. Look, apparently Lombard Street's got a lot of action today.
That was the inspiration behind I Left My Turd in San Francisco.
Right, that's right.
That's right.
It's a great song coming out of the city.
Great song. Well, they're going to have to sing it again, actually, as a matter of fact.
Nice.
So out of the 200 biggest U.S. cities researchers reviewed, the city by the Bay received the highest overall score for summer vacation hotspots.
Stupid.
Placed number 1 in the category of having fun, and it was number 2 in the category of staying safe. Wow.
That's what I'm looking for.
Because there hasn't been any crime in San Francisco at all. Maybe it has gone down since all the stores have closed.
Right. Get this. Portland, Oregon was number 2.
What? They are lining somebody's pockets.
Wow.
To get on these lists.
Then there's Providence, Rhode Island, a third. Oakland is 12th.
Okay, stop.
Sunnyvale, 19th.
I love Sunnyvale.
Other Bay Area cities making the top 50 include Hayward and Fremont.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's
blah, blah, blah.
That's great. Yeah, you don't want to go to any Texas cities because goodness knows there's nothing to do.
There's got to be some on the list
safe.
because I'm not lawn starter. I bet you those cities have lawn starter businesses in them.
So those are people that cut your grass or something?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
Because I don't know.
They're
Orlando, Florida might seem like a great place.
Really?
With 7 billion entertainment
not
spots.
Safe.
Wow.
Not safe.
Not safe. That's right.
Even if you go farther west to St. Petersburg or Tampa along the West Coast, and then drive to Orlando, take the drive to Disney. It's all part of the big encompassing vacation.
Las Vegas also kind of comes to mind,
beachcation.
right? Los Angeles might come to mind. I don't know. San Francisco has never really screamed vacation spot to me. And certainly Portland hasn't either.
No way.
Where else are you going to go?
We've been to San Francisco, which I loved. It was fine.
Did you take the turd tour?
Yeah.
You did?
Yes, we actually did.
Yeah, we did take the turd tour.
Accidentally take the tour.
Yeah.
The turd tour. So, yeah. All right. Now.
One lady.
Oh, no. What?
Along the boardwalk, and they had people sitting out, and they were eating on the sidewalk, and she had her dessert just delivered to her table when we were walking by. I was like, "You going to eat that?" She was so pissed at me. She looked like, "What are you talking about?" Such a
But did she
a
eat
moment?
It?
It's a little moment.
I think she was surprised that you asked.
It's a little moment.
Normally you
San
just
Francisco. So the most patriotic states in the United States of America. From Wallet Hub, another lawn starter.
Texas, number one. No?
No. My
Utah,
gosh.
number one. Indiana.
And what's this list again, John?
Alabama. Mississippi.
The most patriotic states.
Patriotic.
Right, patriotic states. Coming in, you want number one right off the top?
All right, the
number one most patriotic state in the United States of America.
Mississippi. I'm going Mississippi.
Is
Montana. Coming in at number one. Congratulations, Montana.
Okay, I can go with Montana.
Yeah.
That's all right.
There's a lot of fun signs about Joe Biden up there, I'll say that. So I like this.
He's sniffing the hose. Number two, Alaska.
The Idahos.
Oh, okay.
Those two I kind of go with. I don't feel
Montana,
like
Alaska. Okay, cool. Wide open country.
And then you get into Maryland.
Whoa.
What?
Vermont.
No.
Communist.
New Hampshire.
Get out of here.
You throw in a North Dakota.
And
a
maybe.
Wyoming.
Yes. Okay.
And then Minnesota.
No, not at all. Not anymore.
Oregon.
No. Oregon.
Again,
Virginia.
What? They are spending money to
Virginia,
get
that's the top 10.
No. That's D.C.
Utah, your home state of Utah comes in at number 11.
Number 11. Yeah. All right.
And Texas?
No, Montana, the number one state for patriotism, is actually my home state. So I'll thank you.
I was glad you corrected him.
Yeah, I had to.
Kind of weird how he did that.
Had to be done. All right. So the bottom 10, the least patriotic state,
so
at number 40.
Here we go.
Coming in. At number 40.
Or 41. Which one do you want?
A state you mentioned earlier, Mississippi.
Okay, they're not patriotic. I don't believe it.
Weird. Okay. Then?
Texas.
What?
This is the dumbest list.
Get out of here.
These lists have been upside down lately.
You got West Virginia, Arkansas, New Jersey.
Okay.
Illinois.
Yeah.
California.
Okay.
Michigan.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of surprised. When I lived in Michigan, it wasn't. I mean,
well,
we were patriotic.
It's different.
That was 100 years ago, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now you've got
Grandfather's lap.
Gretchen Whitler as the governor.
I'm liking it.
Is that what they're calling her now?
Yes.
Gretchen Whitler.
Awesome.
See, that's because it sounds like Hitler a little bit. You know, it rhymes with Hitler, so they're kind of comparing.
Oh, is that why they're calling her that?
Whitler to Hitler. Yeah,
Weird.
It's like that. Don't turn around, Benito. See, because they're calling him Benito Mussolini.
Look around, Benito.
Fascist.
Oh, it wasn't his name. It was
no,
because
it's not
it was
his name.
Oh, okay.
And like Whitler is not Gretchen Whitman's name.
Whitmer.
Yeah, it's Whitmer. I mean, Gretchen Whitmer, and so now they're calling her Whitler. See, that's good.
I like
that's
it.
good, right?
So then you have Connecticut, the bottom three.
Oh, okay.
The bottom three. Connecticut, Florida. Stop it.
Stop it.
Now, the bottom, New York, I kind of agree.
Yeah,
with
I would
that.
agree with that too. But what is the criteria they're using here?
They used.
Dumb.
They compared the states across 13 key indicators of patriotism, set ranges from the state's military enlistees, veterans, to the share of adults who voted in the 2020 presidential election, to AmeriCorps volunteers per capita.
AmeriCorps volunteers!
There we go. Now you did it.
What?
Now we cracked the code.
They had
AmeriCorps volunteers?
That was one of them, I think. Share.
Makes you patriotic.
Okay. Whatever.
Yeah, civics education requirements, share of residents who participate in groups or organizations.
No, this is
people who
patriotic.
were part of a trial and grand jury preparation, Peace Corps, AmeriCorps, volunteer hours, volunteer rate. Those are just some of the things that they were using.
All right. Let me tell you about Rough Greens. Been talking about Rough Greens for quite a while now. This is a supplement that you put in your dog's food, which has been sterilized if you use that dry kibble stuff. It's sterilized and it's cooked at a point that kills all of the nutrients that are in it. So any living thing that makes your dog healthier and more active is just burned right out of it. So your dog food can last on the store shelf for up to 3 years. So this supplement puts back all that stuff. The vitamins and minerals and probiotics, the omega oils, basically everything your dog needs to be more active. They love this stuff. My dog she really won't eat her food without it. She just turns up her nose and walks away. And she has this really weird thing where she'll take a piece of the food in her mouth and walk it across the room and drop it, and then pick it back up and eat it. Then she repeats that process over and over and over.
Have you gotten your dog checked?
No
Weird.
kidding.
I need to. There's no question about that.
Wow.
But when you put the Rough Greens on it, she doesn't even bother with taking it across the room.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, she just gobbles it down. So if you want your dog to be happier and healthier, but you're not positive they're going to love the stuff right out of the box, you can get a free bag of Rough Greens right now and just try it out with your dog for about, I think it lasts maybe a week, and you just see if your dog's going to like it, like mine does, Glenn's does, and Stu. All you have to pay for is shipping. Just go to roughgreens.com. That's roughgreens.com, or call 833-ROUGH-DOG.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. You know, maybe one of the criteria for patriotism should be, do you know anything about this country? This is a frightening survey that found most Americans don't know where the Grand Canyon is.
What?
And they don't know where Niagara Falls is.
I can't.
Are you serious?
Make it stop.
Well, but you know what the problem is with geography is that some Americans don't have maps.
I personally believe that U.S. Americans are unable to do so because some people out there in our nation don't have maps.
They don't have
maps. And I believe that our education, like such as in South Africa and the Iraq,
everywhere like such as.
I believe that they should. Our education over here in the U.S. should help the U.S.
Should help the U.S. No.
Should help South Africa.
Should help South Africa.
It should help the Iraq and the Asian countries.
So we
will be able to build up our future.
Yeah. Okay.
That's so good.
So she continues to be right. As a result,
no kidding.
As a result of U.S. Americans not having enough maps to go around, a lot of people believe the Grand Canyon is in Colorado, or Niagara Falls is in Iceland.
Okay, can we stop?
Stop it! Iceland.
It's over, man.
Yeah, I think it's in. I don't know what's that island out there in the middle of nowhere, sort of up by the, top of the world thing.
I can't answer the survey question for you, sir.
Not too many people live there, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an icy place.
Icy place.
A land of ice.
So what's your answer?
I think it's
Niagara
in the land.
Falls.
Niagara Falls is in the land of ice.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, you're so close. So close. A new survey of 2,000 respondents reveals they're also much more confident in their skills than they probably should be because they don't know anything. Most Americans are confident in their own geographic abilities, but in a recent survey, that it proved them
to
wrong.
be wrong.
Yeah.
Those are the same people that answer the questions on these late night shows on the streets and stuff, man on the street stuff. They all think they're smarter than they are.
They do.
You don't, just because someone puts a microphone in front of you, you don't have to speak.
Grand Canyon, of course, in Arizona, but only 38% of the respondents knew that. 38%. Under half.
This is good. No, this is real good.
18% chose the neighboring state of Colorado. New Yorkers and Canadians should be familiar, you would think, with their shared landmark.
Sure would.
But while 32% of respondents were able to answer the question, only 32%, 22% thought the waterfalls were between the province of Ontario and, they thought the Niagara Falls, which is between Ontario and New York.
Right.
They thought they were in Iceland.
I mean, it'd be a good place for it. It'd be a good place for it, right?
Yeah, it would. But Iceland has they got enough
their own thing.
of the really cool landmarks.
Okay, let's go through Iceland.
They got volcanoes. Ooh. They have ice, glaciers.
I just know I want to go there.
Snow.
The Reykjavikians, man, they love that place.
Oh, they do. They do. You can't pry a Reykjavikian out of Iceland.
I just want to go there because they've got these big vats of beer that you just sit in
Iceland?
all day. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They have special tours that, pre-COVID, you fly up there real cheap and you sit in beer all day.
No.
That's the whole thing.
Do you drink it while you sit there? That would be kind of gross, wouldn't it? That'd be icky.
Don't be doing that.
All right.
Why wouldn't you drink it?
Because your icky body's in it. Ick.
So what? You're sitting in beer.
I really believe you'd feel that way too, right?
Yeah. Why wouldn't you?
Would you drink beer from a vat that you're sitting in, or take the
yes,
or take the turd tour barefoot? Which would you rather do?
Well, I mean, why couldn't you do both?
Yeah, and maybe get a package deal out of it so you save money in the bargain. That'd be great. All right, 888-900-3393. Is it true that CNN is now concerned about Biden's health? Has that begun? Have they even mentioned it?
No.
This Brian Stelter thing?
This is fun. No,
check this out.
This is a good manipulation.
The story that's playing out every day on our TV screens and Twitter feeds. He's getting worse. We can all see it.
Hold on.
It's happening in
Can
public.
you pause this? Pause this for a second. So if you're listening to the audio, okay, as this is happening, they're putting up pictures of Joe Biden, and there's a scroll at the bottom talking about his mental health. Okay, so this is well done. I just wanted to let the audio-only people in on this.
Okay, let's start from the beginning because he's setting something up here about everybody decrying that he's getting worse. And certainly there's no evidence of that, right?
No, thank you.
All right, go ahead and restart it.
The story that's playing out every day on our TV screens and Twitter feeds. He's getting worse. We can all see it. It's happening in public. But it's still a very hard, very sensitive story to cover. Because it's really a series of questions that no one is able to answer. Why does he lie so often? Is there a method to the madness, or is something wrong? Is he suffering from some sort of illness?
Pause it for a sec. So obviously, this was Stelter's assessment of Donald Trump.
Yes.
Yeah, but when you put the right images with it and the right graphics, it's a home run in the correct direction.
This is astounding because this is what they should be saying.
Yes.
And are completely oblivious to right now. I mean, look at the evidence on the other side of the screen. It's a split screen with all the, not all, but some of the Biden missteps and falling upstairs and all the stuff that he's been doing over the last several months. And they don't pay any attention to it, but this was their assessment of Donald Trump. Unbelievable. Start from the beginning because I really want you to soak this in. This is amazing propaganda here.
The story that's playing out every day on our TV screens and Twitter feeds. He's getting worse. We can all see it.
Wow.
It's happening in public. But it's still a very hard, very sensitive story to cover. Because it's really a series of questions that no one is able to answer.
Yeah.
Why does he lie so often? Is there a method to the madness, or is something wrong? Is he suffering from some sort of illness? It's questions, and then just more questions. No satisfying answer.
Joe Biden's dementia getting worse.
Something's wrong.
CNN
there are lots of
sucks.
theories about what
We're
it is.
sorry.
There are some doctors who think they know. There are others who say we shouldn't speculate.
Wow.
There are ethical questions about even having this conversation at all.
Man, oh man.
But we can't tiptoe around it anymore. We've got to talk about this.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, we do.
We really, really do. Wow.
Good stuff.
I mean, that could and should be what they're saying about Biden.
Yes.
And they provided some of the evidence, the visual evidence on the right-hand part of the screen.
You will want to share that with your friends at Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
Yes.
We'll get that tweeted out because that is great. You've really got to see it
good
to get the full brunt.
I mean, if you didn't know anything about CNN and you just saw that, you would really believe that they're talking about Biden.
Yeah, a lot of people. I've had to correct on Twitter in the last couple of days. No. It's
not real.
I mean, it seems real, and it should be real, but it
isn't. Yeah. Incredible. All right, 888-900-3393. Nancy Pelosi is expected to appoint a select committee to investigate January 6th.
Oh, good.
We got to get on the 1/6 thing. Why aren't we on that now?
Yeah, and you got to get the dramatic music available, too, that you started the show with, I think. Don't you?
That's right.
I mean, because,
Nancy Pelosi is going to start a committee to investigate 1/6.
She plans to appoint that select committee to investigate get this, deadly January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. The deadly attack. Huh. Who died in that attack? Let's see. Well, who was killed? One person, Ashley Babbitt. That's the only person. That is it.
Yeah, but what about the police officer that lied to state?
Right. He died from 2 strokes. Mm-hmm. And not as a result of anything that happened at the 1/6
was he there?
Tragedy.
Was he a part of?
He was there. Yeah, he was. He was there. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe you want to read.
Pelosi doesn't want to get to the truth, though. She just wants somebody to back up her claims that this was some kind of insurrection. But the families of these so-called insurrectionists
there it is. Yeah.
finally have some advocates on their side. Mm-hmm. Do you know, I don't know how many it is, but it's dozens, if not hundreds of people still being held.
Oh, yeah.
On minor charges, like misdemeanors in some cases. Trespassing. Mm-hmm. Are you kidding me? From January 6th, you're still holding them now? So listen to what the lawyer has to say about what they're going through.
You want the guy who organized it, the intro, because we don't have time for the whole lawyer thing.
Okay, yeah. Let's see the first part.
Okay.
So I have a little story to tell you guys about the aftermath of the January 6th protests. I started to get word that people who were being charged, over prosecuted by our good friends up here and our friends down the block, that they were having trouble finding attorneys, had trouble finding representatives. Now, this perplexed me because I'm old enough to remember a little place called Guantanamo Bay, where they were keeping people who were killing our soldiers on the battlefield, completely in violation of Geneva Convention, not in uniform, fighting dirty. But we saw people on the progressive left in this country, and even those on the establishment right, praising attorneys going down to Guantanamo Bay, representing those people pro bono. And yet, our patriotic brothers and sisters being charged with misdemeanors of trespass and other minor charges could not get attorneys.
Amazing.
In fact, one law professor who was trying to connect some of these families to find an attorney told me that there were attorneys out there with top firms that were willing to represent these folks, but their firms told them, you better not. This is unprecedented in the history of our country. We've always had the principle that regardless of what crime you committed or are alleged to have committed, you are entitled to a defense.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. And apparently the conditions they're being held in are terrible. And so their attorney, John Pierce, talks about those conditions. In fact, mentions, I think, 4 specific people and what they're going through right now in these jails. And they've just been forgotten, really. So you will not believe what their attorney has to say about what they're going through right now. It's unbelievable.
I mean, most Americans we've forgotten them because we wouldn't believe that they're still being held.
Yes, nobody would think they are.
Right.
You'd think they're out on bail at least and awaiting their trial.
And the conditions that they're being held in, I mean, he just lays it out, and you can't believe that this is America. How many times have we said that lately?
And remember what the terrorists at Guantanamo Bay went through? They had ice cream socials once a week.
They had a soccer field.
They got to play
too.
soccer.
Yeah.
They were given Muslim-specific food.
Yeah, but the thermostat acted up.
Oh, no.
Remember that? That was the worst thing, is that the thermostat wasn't... Hell, we deal with that every day in the studio.
That's right. We will share that with you tomorrow. You won't believe it.
Ray, only on the Blaze Radio Network.